Hello and welcome back to Creative Abroad with Hilcia. And today I'm going to share a little bit about my personal life and my creative husband who just released his second poetry book called Cum Dumpster Fire. And we're gonna interview him and see what he's up to. So let's go see where he's at in his art studio. All right, let's go. All right, so this is his inspiration right now, and we're outside of our previously run hotel La Bonita Chiang Mai, and let's go check him out and see what he's up to. How has moving to Chiang Mai changed your life in a creative way?
It's opened everything up. I think what I didn't think was possible has become possible because I've always worked for other companies or entities, and my creativity was always absorbed into those companies. I was never able to be creative for myself ever, like in my working life, except for extracurricular activities. So coming to Chiang Mai, because this place is artistic, there's a lot of culture. People here are creative. There's this creative energy, a vibe, and then also being here, not working for anyone else, has opened me up to like being completely creative, like opening me up to those things just that were just basic seeds of ideas have kind of bloomed into like full on like plants.
How does your creative life now compare to your career working in the themed entertainment industry?
It doesn't relate at all because because like I said, I was creative for them, not for me. So if I had a creative idea, it wasn't it was in a specific sense done for that project or that whatever we were working on at that time. So that creativity, that's a different type of creativity. People in that industry will say, "Oh, we're so creative," but it's a totally different creativity. It's not really this internal creativity. It's a commercial creativity. It's like doing a graphic design. Yeah, you come up with this idea, but in the background it has to be for a big company, whether it's Google, Coca-Cola, blah blah blah. That creativity is specific for that. It's a type of creativity, but it's not the artistic, it's not the free creativity that artists have. It's a different type of creativity. There's limits, there's restrictions. Being creative for myself here, there is no limit, there's no restriction. I can do whatever I want.
How has creating poetry and art helped you through your cancer journey?
Well, the poetry, two things. The poetry is like, especially in the book, there's a lot of things that I wrote specific to the cancer. Some poems I have a whole section. It's called Hollow. I have like five parts in the book. One is called Hollow, which is kind of the darker, more traumatic poetry, the painful poetry. And there's certain poems in there that are specific just about cancer. So that helped me purge because, as you know, it was very dark. And going through all this, especially because I'm a special case, because the doctors all are still confounded by the fact that I'm not able to recover like most people with laryngeal cancer. Like I can't eat, I can't drink, I can't even swallow saliva, which now when people ask, "Oh, now you're a sip of water," nothing. My esophagus is closed. So I have a tube in my stomach and all my food goes. So going through all of that was, of course, stressful, especially before, yeah, it still is. Because before, as you know, also, we would go work out. I was the healthiest I've ever been. Coming to Chiang Mai, I was the healthiest I ever was. So going from that to not even being able to lift a 1 kg weight any longer puts a total strain on you. Not even physically, more mentally and emotionally. So the poetry is a way to purge those feelings and not leave them inside. It's a way to get it out. and and so that helped me immensely instead of keeping that in. And then the art also, right? Because the art um, is anything creative that is a release. Yeah. Both of them are release. So it allowed me to just get through that without like kind of going nuts.
Is there a poem from your new book that resonates most in regards to your cancer?
This is one very specific about the cancer. And it's in the book. Drink of my razors, bleak illness did say. It's great for your health as they rip me away. Tearing through tissue I knew not was dead. One red sliver down, one slice to be bled. Doctor's orders do follow. Nurse injects for such pain. They know not this hollow that's felt in these veins. Numb now through usage, meds flow to my heart. This sickness does pause them. I must play my part. I'll bring torment and anguish, trade comfort you gain. My sweet little tumors, such lovely membranes. No others can hear this, but real in my mind. This cancer inside me speaks words so unkind. Its devilish laughter, its grim impish charm, bringing thoughts of such madness, fill me with said harm. Now ache does once strike more, down throat true again. Numb feeling I hope for shall not yet begin. Hot throbbing distress, burning fires despair. Keep hopes of contentment under ash of black fare.
Why is your new poetry book called Cum Dumpster Fire?
Cum Dumpster Fire is a play off words, obviously, because dumpster fire is like, it's like super trauma, like, oh my God, the world's a mess, which it is right now. And then cum dumpster is like the ultimate insult, totally derogatory term. So combining those two is like the worst of the worst. Not that that's my outlook, because my outlook is not, even with all the stuff I've gone through with cancer, etc. But it is, like I said, more play off of words and kind of, talking about like what is the worst that can happen, but then the book brings you out of kind of that.
Yeah, the book doesn't just focus on the hardships,
No.
but also the triumphs and the happy moments as well.
Yeah.
Because life is a roller coaster.
Yes.
And that's how it is. How do the words for your poetry come to you? Typically, I wake up in the morning and he's like, I have 2 new poems. Yeah. And I'm just like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
How do you get all this energy?
So mostly, as you know, one of the residual issues because I can't swallow, my saliva is also, my saliva glands are fried. So I can't sleep. I have to wake up every 2 hours. So my sleep patterns are off. So I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, 4:30 while you're still sleeping. And I take little Tommy out for her walk. And then we sit in the living room, quiet, put on some music. And I already have through the night, because I wake up every 2 hours. Sometimes I wake up with words in my head already. Mm-hmm. Like it might just be a line or just a word or something to start a new poem. And then when I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, it's still in my head. Mm-hmm. And then I go in the living room and I start writing it out. Sometimes it comes out in literally 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes a little bit of editing, but sometimes the first verse, the first concept is already right there. It's already working it through in my head. So when you wake up, like I already have one ready to go. So since I finished all the poetry for this book, I now have already more than half ready for another book, which will come out. We'll announce that later.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. And I'm really happy that you actually let me interview you, because Jameel does not like to be in front of my camera. And just so you know, he also has another poetry book from
My first one.
2020
Yeah.
during COVID. It's called Life Edited, and that is also available on Amazon.
Yes.
And if you want to support Jameel, please go and buy his book. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you liked today's interview with Jameel Haiat, and if you are interested in purchasing his book, see the link below in the video summary, and I will see you next week.